The Newer Risk Testament. Chapter 1. The Book of Conspiracy. On the evening of 28th of October, in the year of our Lord 2017, moderator Blue Light received a complaint involving the players Nicey and Epic Cool Guy, who were known to have been targeting Amsterhague to have him demoted from his staff position. This was no exception, as all three once again found themselves embroiled in a dispute. Blue Light joined the game and confronted Epic Cool Guy. A few minutes after exchanging harsh words, Blue Light took decisive action by banning Epic Cool Guy. The word quickly spread to the community's gathering place, a cesspool where diverse characters congregated. In this assembly, the general chat, Blue Light received praise for his actions, as Epic Cool Guy had earned notoriety as the most disruptive figure in Risk. Some members of the administration voiced their approval of Blue Light's intervention, absolving him of any potential misuse of power. Shortly thereafter, Epic Cool Guy's demotion was finalized by an administrator named Bryce Sony, with the support of other senior administrators, reducing him from a trial moderator to a participant for an indefinite period. Bryce Sony solemnly declared, "Following careful examination of the evidence and profound contemplation, I have reached a verdict. Epic Cool Guy shall be demoted to the rank of participant for an indefinite span. Should he wish to contest this judgment, an opportunity for appeal shall be afforded unto him by the Lord." Moments after learning of the demotion, Blue Light acquired a private Risk realm to host a demotion party. Attended by a dozen or so participants, the celebration included activities such as masquerading as Epic Cool Guy and staging mock witch trials. The revelry and the accompanying commands reached their peak, causing the server to crash. However, amid the festivities, the now demoted Epic Cool Guy was overheard stating that he could persuade his close friend, the administrator Domo, to reinstate his former status. Bryce Sony and his confidants took this statement seriously, recognizing that Domo countermanding an official demotion would be considered a severe breach of integrity. In a realm known for its diverse inhabitants and unique characters, Bryce Sony emerged as a rising star, renowned for his active presence and helpfulness. In year of our Lord 2015, he was promoted to the role of experienced participant due to his promise, leadership, and role-playing skills. While he briefly held the position of administrator, he was later demoted to the newly created moderator rank due to being deemed not ready for the role. The year of our Lord 2016 brought a flurry of drama to Risk, characterized by Bryce Sony's fluctuating rank, with instances of demotions, suspensions, and promotions. In the early months of that year, Administrator Castlemore demoted him from moderator to experienced participant, providing no explanation for the action. When Bryce Sony sought clarification, Castlemore banished him from the realm. However, a fortuitous encounter with St. Rockox during the banishment led to Castlemore's demotion and Bryce Sony's reinstatement as a moderator. Subsequently, he underwent a trial of faith and earned the position of administrator. Bryce Sony actively campaigned to attain the esteemed rank of senior administrator. Though his aspirations stirred controversy, his support was robust, and the impending vacancies in the senior administrator ranks further bolstered his prospects. However, a conspiracy was looming, casting shadows over his ambitions. Within the administration, Domo grew increasingly perturbed by the influx of demands for his demotion, fueled by rumors of his potential involvement in Epic Cool Guy's reinstatement. In response to these allegations, Domo declared, "For the last time, there is no collusion between me and Epic. Frankly, it's slander on Bryce's part." Another administrator challenged Domo's stance, stating, "Epic said so himself." Domo retorted, "And thou believed him? That's just naive. And I am blaming Bryce." He's been perpetuating a rumor. Bryce Sony, weary of the heated exchange, entered the fray, and what followed were bitter accusations of slander and collusion. Defeated and dejected, Bryce Sony departed, only to return with a newfound purpose. He founded the National Party of the Awakening, an organization determined to unearth and expose corruption within the administration. This organization would go on to become one of the many colorful political groups in Risk at that time. But the truth concealed beneath its surface was far more sinister than it appeared. In the annals of time, when the land of Risk was rife with turmoil and political strife, there emerged an office known as the Senator of the Participants, a creation that bore the divine influence of the Lord. This office was manifested, intended to serve as a bridge between the participants and the administrators, allowing them to convey their desires and concerns to the Divine Council of Administrators. The inaugural elections for this esteemed position were held in the month of May, a time when only participants and experienced participants, blessed by the Lord, were eligible to stand for this noble duty. The competition was fierce, and it culminated in the election of Pavlix, the first holder of this sacred office. Though the office of Senator of the Participants was envisioned as a means of fostering communication between the common participants and the ruling administrators, it often failed in its divine purpose. It became but another cog in the bureaucratic machinery of Risk, leading to considerable anguish among the faithful. During his tenure, Pavlix did minor rule changes, including bans on certain gameplay modes and the relaxation of text box rules, but it prompted discontent among the followers. As his term neared its end on the 11th day of August in the year of our Lord 2017, he lamented, "My experience as a senator was frankly terrible. I'd just like to say that this office is mostly a failure. It has no capabilities to change Risk and needs revision or removal." This caused great sorrow among the devout. Yet the allure of becoming a senator continued to captivate the hearts of Riskians, who fervently prayed for divine guidance. The subsequent elections arrived, but by then, St. Rockox, the community manager, had outlawed political parties, deeming them divisive and factional, in accordance with the Lord's divine will. This ban cast a shadow over the formation of the National Party of the Awakening, led by the cunning Bryce, who sought intervention from the Lord. In a divine revelation, the Lord called out, "Rockox." And St. Rockox said, "Here I am." The Lord said, "Rockox, my faithful servant, I must impart to thou a vision of what lies ahead. Prepare thy heart for what Bryce Sony is about to do." With unwavering devotion, St. Rockox responded, "My Lord, thy wisdom guides me always. I am ready to receive thy revelation." The Lord continued, "Bryce Sony, ever determined and aware of the controversy surrounding his actions, will pledge to his original confidants that he will seek divine intervention from me to lift the ban on political parties. But heed my words, Rockox, for I foresee great turmoil ahead." St. Rockox listened intently. "Lord, what is it that thou see? Share with me the divine wisdom, that I may understand thy will." "Regrettably, Rockox," the Lord cautioned, "thy heart will be tested. Thou shalt be called to reject these aspirations by Bryce, maintain a policy of zero tolerance regarding political parties, a decree that bears my blessing." St. Rockox accepted his divine task. "Lord, I shall carry out thy divine will without question, but what of the faithful? What of his confidants? Will their hearts be burdened by this decision?" The Lord revealed, "Indeed, Rockox, their spirits will be heavy, and disillusionment shall cloud their hearts. Bryce Sony, driven by a spirit of rebellion, will withdraw to their Discord dwelling." St. Rockox inquired further, "Lord, What fate awaits this new assembly? There, under my watchful eye, the Lord explained, He shall transform the server's essence, and it shall bear a dumb emblem of the Illuminati, with a map of Risk Universalis as its backdrop, an egregious sight to behold. But alas, it is what he'll do, and his group, he will rename it, and it will be known only to the chosen few, the free Riskolites. St. Rocox sought to understand their future. What shall become of these so-called free Riskolites, my lord? The Lord's divine plan unfolded. In their clandestine beginnings, they shall comprise a select group, pledging their loyalty to Bryce's cause, seeking guidance from me. New members shall be chosen meticulously by Bryce himself, based on whoever he thinks is his friend as guided by my divine hand. Zenvox Sherman shall be one of them, for I will test him. St. Rocox pondered, but Lord, what oath shall they take that justifies their actions? These faithful souls shall be bound by an oath of loyalty, the Lord declared, a sacred pledge required of them to safeguard the Risk community against threats both within and beyond, vowing their unwavering faith and allegiance to the Lord, and pledging to carry out their sacred duties with utmost dedication and integrity, all under my divine blessing. But then, the Lord spoke, Rocox, heed my words, for Bryce Sony will all this time be faltered from my divine guidance. He shall target individuals, misleading the faithful under his care and causing them to stray from the righteous path. St. Rocox, a sense of righteous anger welling up within him, acknowledged the Lord's guidance. My Lord, I understand that this is thy work. I shall remain vigilant and pray for the faithful, as thou have instructed. The Lord, in his infinite wisdom, revealed, Thou may wonder, Rocox, why I do not allow thou to intervene and catch Bryce Sony in this very moment. But know this, my faithful servant, I have a grand design, and I shall allow events to unfold. The realm must bear witness to the consequences of straying from my divine path, so that they may learn from the misguided actions of a false prophet. St. Rocox, his determination unwavering, declared, I shall be patient and trust in thy grand design, my Lord, for it is thy work that shall reveal the truth, that it shall be an example to future generations, for whoever goes against Risk from within shall know their actions to always be under the watchful eyes of the Lord, and therefore end in their eventual demise. A banishment, casted away from the community with no salvation. And so, with the Lord's wisdom and guidance, St. Rocox stood and let the following events occur. At their initial gathering, the Riskolites singled out several individuals, including the St. Serena Romanov, Administrator Dom, and Moderator Nici. Targets were chosen largely based on the personal opinions of society members, seeking divine guidance that never came. While some among them genuinely sought a more equitable and just administration, their noble intentions were often overshadowed by disgruntled staff members who predominantly utilized the group as an echo chamber for their grievances. In due course, their organization's principal target became St. Serena Romanov, whom Bryce accused of corruption and incompetence, branding her a freemoter. Bryce stood to gain considerably from her demotion, as a vacant position within the senior administrator rank would pave the way for his promotion from below, and he was conveniently poised for such an ascent. Dom came under their scrutiny due to his previously discussed association with the deposed Epic Cool Guy. Doubts arose regarding whether the administrator would indeed carry out the widely circulating belief that Epic would be reinstated to his former rank, a matter of great concern to the devout followers. As for Nici, he was generally unpopular within the community, owing to his emotionally charged rivalries with many of the more experienced members, causing great anguish among the faithful. He had, on occasion, feigned the act of revealing personal information of others, casting a cloud of suspicion and fear over his interactions. Within the Riskolites, an agreement was reached to employ shadowy techniques, including baiting and the fabrication of evidence, to secure the demotions of the aforementioned faithful followers of the Lord. While some members of this shadowy organization were disheartened upon the revelation of the group's questionable methods and eventually withdrew their participation, those who remained active became zealously dedicated to the cause. As the days passed, the Riskolites, one by one, began to fall into inactivity, their once fervent dedication to the misguided cause waning under the weight of their actions. Only Blue Light remained active, seeking a way to fulfill the divine will, which the Lord never gave. In his desperation, Blue Light, driven by a sense of purpose and devotion, turned to a faithful servant who had not yet been tainted by the group's sinister actions, the steadfast Random Phoenix. Recognizing the purity of Random Phoenix's heart and his unwavering faith in the Lord, Blue Light beseeched him to join the cause. But Random Phoenix brought Lord's divine judgment. Random Phoenix, a true follower of the Lord, accepted Blue Light's plea with a solemn nod, not fully aware of the divine presence that was about to manifest. Suddenly, the Lord slipped into Random Phoenix's direct messages, and a commanding voice filled the chambers. "I am the Lord, the Almighty," the voice declared, "and I have chosen thou, Random Phoenix." Random Phoenix, overwhelmed by the divine revelation, fell to his knees and replied, "My Lord, I am but thy humble servant. How may I serve thy divine will?" The Lord's presence surrounded Random Phoenix as he spoke. "I command thou to witness and record all the sinful deeds committed by the members of the Free Riskolites. Expose their transgressions to Saint Rokox, for it is by my divine will that they shall be judged. Thou shalt be for future generations an example of how feeble a supposedly secret group is, for a true faithful will always step up and expose those that have strayed from the Lord's laws in the promised land, Risk Universalis." Random Phoenix, now fully aware of the divine purpose that lay before him, raised his head and proclaimed, "I shall heed thy divine command, my Lord, and carry out this mission in thy name, revealing the truth in the divine light." And so, Random Phoenix embarked on his task. He meticulously recorded an hour's worth of material, exposing all the channels and texts and people, and the work of the Free Riskolites. After a season of divine patience, Saint Rokox, guided by the wisdom of the Lord, called upon Random Phoenix. With a heavy heart, he acknowledged the faithful servant's work, saying, "Random Phoenix, thou have undertaken a sacred mission, and the Lord's light shines upon thy unwavering faith. I must confess that I have watched over these events, waiting for the moment when a true follower of the Lord would come forth to reveal the darkness that has plagued the Free Riskolites. Thou art that chosen one." Random Phoenix, humbled and determined, replied, "Saint Rokox, I am but an instrument of the Lord's divine will. I have witnessed the deeds of the Free Riskolites, and their transgressions are laid bare before the Lord." Saint Rokox, his righteous anger now more evident, declared, "The time has come, my faithful Random Phoenix. Together, we shall hold a trial of faith, a divine reckoning, to unveil the truth and cast judgment upon those who have strayed from the righteous path." And so, Saint Rokox convened a trial of faith for all the members of the Free Riskolites. He laid before the divine council of senior administrators all the evidence that the faithful servant Random Phoenix had gathered, and together they came to an unanimous decision. The faithful and the fallen were gathered, their hearts heavy with the knowledge of their sins, and the divine reckoning began. Every staff member who walked the path of the Riskolites faced divine retribution. They were suspended from their duties and adorned with the solemn Riskord tag, Re-Education Camp, as a sign of their need for redemption. The participants, caught in the web of sin, were cast out into the wilderness, banished from the realm. Many among the assembly were found guilty of their transgressions. Deceit, slander, and treachery had clouded their judgment. Saint Roch, with a heavy heart but resolute in his mission, pronounced his divine judgment. Banishments, suspensions, and demotions were decreed, the consequences of their misguided actions. On that day, the following people were cast from the community: Bryce Sony, Vedra, Zhukov Helmand, Blue Light, Noah, Zenvox Sherman, Amsterhaig, Tanner the Great, Imperial Clique, the Lord King, Young Nike, Moody, and Nicole Plix. But the Lord's mercy is infinite, and his wisdom knows no bounds. Over time, the fallen members of the Free Riskolites began to reflect on their actions. Their hearts, once tainted, slowly began to heal, and their faith in the Lord was rekindled. With each passing day, they sought forgiveness and redemption, striving to return to the righteous path. The Lord's grand design had served its purpose, and the realm bore witness to the consequences of straying from his divine path. For Risk has not seen, nor will ever see, another conspiratorial group that will not be exposed as soon as it's conceived. Bryce Sony found redemption through his actions. He undertook the sacred mission of infiltrating multiple clone groups of the Riskolites, bringing them to their knees before the divine justice, leading to their eventual dissolution. The grace of reconciliation bestowed upon him allowed him to mend his bonds with Saint Roch, Saint Serena Romanov, Saint Manly Zombie, and Super Ninja, and he was elevated to the esteemed rank of trusted participant, his faith in the community and the Lord restored. And so, the realm of Risk witnessed the power of the Lord's mercy. For the Lord is merciful. For Saint Amnesty is merciful after him, and all his disciples are merciful after him, and the community is merciful after them. So was peace restored in the land of Risk, and the Lord saw that it was good. And that was the tale of the Riskolite conspiracy, as told by Amnesty's disciple, Zenvox Sherman.